Hello everybody, Miss Huff here. I would like to read you a story today. The story is called The Biggest, Best Snowman. The author is Marjorie Collier, illustrated by Will Hillenbrand. And this is a fun story. See how big the snowman is and how little that little girl is? The biggest, best snowman. Little Nell lived with Big Mama, Big Sarah, and Big Lizzie in a big house in the big snowy woods. Big Mama, Big Sarah, and Big Lizzie had big, blustery voices. They had big, talky friends. They had big, loud parties. When little Nell asked, "Can I help?" Big Mama, Big Sarah, and Big Lizzie shook their heads. "No, you can't," they said. "You're too small." "Yes, I can," said little Nell. "And no, I'm not." "No, you can't," they said. "And yes, you are." They think she's too small. So little Nell would go into the big snowy woods. She would sit and watch the snow fall from the sky. She would walk under the bare branch trees. She would play with her friends, Reindeer, Hare, and Bear Cub. Can you see them right there? Those were her friends. One day, Bear Cub said to little Nell, "Can you show us how to make a snowman?" "No, I can't," said little Nell. "I'm too small." "Well, yes, you can," said the animals. "And no, you're not." "But I'm so small," said little Nell. "My family won't let me do anything." "I could never make a snowman." "Well, how do you know unless you try?" asked Bear Cub. "We'll help you." Little Nell sighed. "Well, maybe," she said. She's thinking about it, maybe with some help. Little Nell got down on her knees. She carefully patted and matted and batted the snow into a tiny ball. She rolled it and rolled it and rolled it to Reindeer. Reindeer nudged it and nudged it and nudged it to Hare. Do you see that right there? Does that look like a letter to you? Looks like the letter S. Hare kicked it and kicked it and kicked it to Bear Cub. Bear Cub rolled it and rolled it and rolled it until it stopped, thud, by the edge of a big icy pond. Do you see what letter that looks like? Looks like an N. How about this letter right here? You're right. That's an O. "Now what?" said Reindeer. "The snowman needs a middle," said little Nell. "Well, how do we do that?" asked Hare. Little Nell bit her lip. She got down on her knees. She carefully patted and matted and batted another tiny snowball. She rolled it and rolled it to Reindeer. Reindeer nudged it and nudged it to Hare. Hare kicked it and kicked it to Bear Cub. Bear Cub rolled it and rolled it until thud, it came to a stop. He pushed it on top of the other snowball. "Now what?" he asked. Do you see this letter in the snow? That's a W. I think we're spelling something. "It needs a head," cried little Nell. She patted and matted and batted another tiny snowball. Then she rolled it to Reindeer, and Reindeer nudged it to Hare, and Hare kicked it to Bear Cub. Bear Cub stuck it on top of the other two snowballs. This letter to me is looking like it's almost a capital A. And another N. Did I miss a letter? Yes, I did, on the previous page. M. Here's our next page. Little Nell and the animals stood back and looked at their snowman. Something's missing, said Hare. The face, said Little Nell. Well, how do we do that, said the animals. I think we'll need help, said Little Nell. She whistled for some birds to come. Crow, cardinal, and sparrow flew down from the trees. Could you make a face for our snowman, she asked. Crow fetched 2 pieces of bark for the eyes. Cardinal found an old pink sock for the nose. Sparrow brought raisins for the mouth. That's a nice looking face. Little Nell handed her green scarf to the birds. They wound it and wound it and wound it around the snowman's neck. Then they added 2 sticks for arms. The snowman was finally finished. Little Nell and the animals gazed up at their creation. Wow, said the animals. Wow, said Little Nell. It was almost lunchtime. Little Nell said goodbye to her friends. She walked home through the big, snowy woods. Big Mama, Big Sarah, Big Lizzie were waiting for her. Where have you been? They asked in their big, blustery voices. I was building a great big snowman, answered Little Nell. How could someone as little as you build a great big snowman? Asked Big Lizzie. Well, come and see, said Little Nell. They're not sure she could do that. Someone's riding in the sled. So Big Mama, Big Sarah, and Big Lizzie followed Little Nell through the big snowy woods to the snowman. Can you see the sisters both riding in the sled? And there's Big Mama pulling them. And look there. Little Nell. As they looked up, their mouths dropped open and their arms dropped to their sides. Wow, they said. You built that? Yes, I did, said Little Nell, with the help of my friends. That is the biggest, best snowman that ever was, said Big Mama. Yes, it is, said Little Nell, with a huge smile on her face. Look how big that snowman is. Look, I'm going to show you the front cover. It's the same picture almost. Will you come and help us make a big, yummy lunch? Asked Big Sarah. No, she can't, said Big Lizzie. She's too small. Well, yes, I can, said Little Nell. And no, I'm not. Yes, you can, said Big Mama. And yes, you will. Big Mama gave Little Nell a big sloppy kiss. Smooch. Big Sarah gave Little Nell a big squeezy hug. Ooch. Big Lizzie stuck her big nose in the air. Humph. Little Nell's friends lifted her to the top of the snowman. Hooray! And that is the last page. Now I'm going to go back to those letters and I'm going to show you what it spelled. Let's go back. Remember that letter? S, N, O, W, that spells snow, M, A, N. And when you put all those letters together, it spells snowman. They rolled it right on the path of those letters. Well, what I want you to do today is I want you to, for writing, is I want you to draw in your journal and write about maybe a time where somebody told you that you were too small or too little or too young to do something. You'll have to think, did somebody ever say I couldn't do something? Because I actually did do it, and I can do it. So think about a time where you did something and you surprised somebody by what you could do. I want you to draw a picture, and I want you to write a sentence. I want you to use some popcorn words, okay? All right, then I want you to upload a picture of it to me and show me. It doesn't have to be about a snowman. It can be about anything. What is something that somebody might have said to you, you're too little, but then you surprised them by saying and doing that thing? Okay, put your thinking caps on. Bye, boys and girls.